Hey, this is Bethany. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm just gonna jump right into it. I am going to be doing a monthly. My phone's going off for some reason. It's when I sit down that people talk to me. I don't know why that works. It's also when I sit down that I have to burp. But today I'm going to be doing a monthly favorites and fails video for the month of November, and a little further back because I hadn't done one for a couple months. But there are quite a few palettes. A lot have launched recently that I've been trying and I want to talk about. And then also some like makeup and skincare too, so we'll get into that. So without further ado, let's get into stuff that I've been liking this month, disliking, and then I might even include some things I feel like a little bit meh about, because I feel like sometimes people want to discuss that too. Sometimes it's not all, I hate this, or I love this. It's like, I guess you could live with it, you couldn't, you know. So first this month, let us begin with all these palettes. I feel all sorts of different ways about a lot of these palettes, but primarily they're positive, but let's just get into it and get more detailed. So first and foremost, this one I'm surprised more people haven't talked about. This is the Urban Decay Elements palette, and you've got kind of like a neutral meets a rainbow assortment in here, because you've got like your greens, your orangey reds, your pinks, your blues, and I love this because it's inspired by zodiacs, but it's not like Libra or whatever. It's inspired by the elements, which I thought was a cool take. You know, a lot of the time they'll be like, oh, this is what a Taurus is like in an eyeshadow, this is what a Libra is like in an eyeshadow, and then they can never really get it right. And I thought it was kind of nice of them to go by like air, earth, fire, water, etc. So I just thought this was cute. I'm actually really loving a lot of the shimmers in this palette, and a few of them are duochrome and shifty. There's one here called Fortune Teller, and it's like a red shifting brown. But I'm sure you can see this wonderful swatch here, but there it is, right there. And then the middle shade, I haven't used it as much, but it's a nice kind of like icy pinky blue shifting light, which I thought was cute because then you could top a lot of things with it. So, and then this whole assortment over here, I'll get into it, but you can kind of make looks similar to if you owned the Urban Decay Naked Cherry palette with this area over here. I mean, not quite, but kind of close. So I was just surprised that this launched very quickly. It kind of went away and not many people talked about it, but as I have used it, I've really loved it. All the eyeshadows in it have been really creamy and easy to blend, and there are some unique colors in here for sure. And I just also like this packaging. I feel like it's been a while since Urban Decay has done packaging that reflected what was on the inside, and it excited me, and this did. And I also just liked the way the colors were arranged in this little cool zodiac geometric pattern. I think this is around $52, so it is up there. I'm okay to have that kind of price for it, and I've spent more than that on Urban Decay palettes simply because they were cute and then got disappointed in the eyeshadows inside of it. Well, this one is the full package for me. It was sent to me by Urban Decay, I will tell you that, but I really do love it. And let's go to the next one. Okay, the next palette I picked up from Ulta, and this is Juvia's Place, the Masquerade Mini. It's got like a gorgeous color assortment up here of some like buttery shimmers, and then it's got these warm and a little bit pinky tones over here. So very in season actually. Like a lot of palettes are shifting from those orangier tones to the rosies and the pinks. Pans are pretty sizable in this too. The only qualm I really have about this palette is it's hard to store in my makeup drawers. Like I can't stand it up, I have to lay it flat, and there's just some palettes I have to deal with that are like this. But this was $20 or $25 and I had a discount, so you really can't beat that price. Super affordable, and I just think you get a good value because lo and behold, there's 4x4 16 eyeshadows here. You're paying less than $2 per eyeshadow, and they're pretty large. So this is a gorgeous palette. Very buttery, easy to blend. I love it. All right, the next palette was also sent to me by Urban Decay because they sent over the Naked Cherry collection, and I've been using a lot of it, not all of it, but I found two things in the collection I really like. Like I didn't like their, where is that? There's like their highlight bronzer. Goodbye, Trek. Goodbye. Didn't like this little blush bronzer highlight trio they sent over. This blush is just too dark and brown for me. The highlight could work for a lot of people, and I do like that they had this pale one here. However, I just don't think this assortment of colors is as flattering to everyone. These are like 2 illuminators and a blush that I just don't feel like goes with a lot of people personally. But I mean, it's cute packaging, but I was just kind of meh about this. When Urban Decay first put out a picture of this Naked Cherry palette, I felt kind of like meh about it. I know that we're moving on from the warm orangey toned eyeshadow, which I still like. I mean, I'll still wear it. And moving on to these like blushier, rosier tones, and that's them. That's what they do. They release each year what's on trend. Well, not every year, but every couple years they might release something that's on trend in a naked palette, like, you know, the warm tone, the rose tone, the cool tone, or whatever. Anyhow, so this is what all the eyeshadows look like, and honestly on picture I wasn't too excited about it. It just looked like blushy tones that looked dusty to me. I was kind of bored. I didn't feel any type of great way about it. However, once I got it in person, I felt a lot more excited once I wore it. First off, this packaging is really cute. It's cuter than any of the other Naked palettes. I like this plastic packaging with the cherries like offset behind the Nakeds. That's nice. So prettier packaging, sleeker. And then the shades didn't look as boring and dusty once I got them in person, which was good. Like there's this pink called Juicy here. I've been wearing almost every day as my transition shade or building it up before I go in deeper in the crease. And it comes with some really cute shimmers that you can use depending on the occasion, and they've all worked well as I've used them. I've had really no issue blending them out. I think a few of the eyeshadows, maybe it was Feels or Bing, that were a little bit dry feeling like blending them out, but they still worked. So the palette worked really nicely. They've usually got pretty easily blendable eyeshadows for me personally. And then their shimmers always pop, or I might have to go in with the finger to make them pop on the lids. And then this did also come with a blending brush, and for once I don't hate it. Like, okay, I don't really hate their blending brushes they send with their palettes, but a lot of them are so skinny. This one is actually a fluffy tapered blending brush, and then a little rounded end here that you can go in and do your inner corner highlight with. So I thought, you know, this is actually a cute brush. Like, look, it's got a clear handle. So yeah, after experiencing this palette and the collection in person, I did walk away liking the palette, not the highlight blush palette so much. I did like one of the lipsticks, but I do like the Naked Cherry collection, and I really honestly didn't expect to. Like, I like most of it, especially the palette. And also this lipstick, but from the Naked Cherry collection, it's in the shade Juicy, and it's a metallized sheer lip color, and this is like a gorgeous nude. If you want something that goes on sheer and you can build it a little bit, and then it's got little tiny twinkly bits of glitter, dude, I love this. And I've been wearing it like every day. I'm already wearing something else now, but I'll throw on a little bit of it. And because this is kind of sheer, I would recommend this to all sorts of skin tones, like especially if you're pale. I would look at picking this up because this just gives you a nice, cute little wash of color on the lips if you just want to throw it on. And I've been just wearing it so often, and it gives me just a nice little extra touch, but I've also put it on women of color who had like deeper skin tones and it still looked good on them. So yeah, I feel like this is a very nice sheer universal shade that I can recommend. It's not overpoweringly metallic, it's just got a little bit of twinkle to it, nothing obnoxious. And again, that's from the Naked Cherry collection in the shade Juicy. It's one of their 3 that they launched. Alright, the next palette I want to talk about is actually the Divinity Palette by Strobe Cosmetics, and I don't know yet whether I've mentioned it. I know I've mentioned the Cute and Creepy one by Strobe Cosmetics. But I've been using this like the last 2 months. If you all didn't know, I actually met the owner of Strobe Cosmetics when I went to Generation Beauty this year, and we actually hit it off. Her name is Chloe, and she is like the cutest, sweetest little gamer girl. She got like this cute girl next door with freckles sort of thing about her that's like adorable, but she can like doll up real fierce. Like she can go from adorable to like angry little kick your butt short person. So she owns this, and you know, I'm trying not to be biased here, but I love her. And I do love this brand. Everything she sent over, like all of her shimmers, they're popping. Like, they're straight up popping. And in this palette, she has one of the only shimmery purples that I've ever used that doesn't perform like crap, because purples are like notorious for like misbehaving. And I love every color on this top row here. Though I've been getting into these more and realizing that I've just kind of been neglecting them. But yeah, this purple that she's developed is hella shimmery. And I am actually wearing the palette on the eyes today. I didn't want to like rely on only wearing that purple like I've been a lot. But I've really been digging into Aphrodite and the purple and this little shimmery shade called Hathor. And her palettes, the pans are good sized in them as well. And her brand is like vegan, cruelty free. Her shimmers pop like crazy and her mattes are very pigmented. They are a little bit like trickier to blend. Like I almost get too much, so you have to like gently go in with the mattes. And then once you built them up, then you can go in more. But I love this palette, and the good thing about her palettes is they're like $35, and sometimes she was having like a deal for both palettes for cheaper. So I just wanted to shout this out because I have been genuinely wearing this for most of the last 2 months, and I just adore this palette. And I know it may come off to you all as it's hard for me to be honest and objective because I really dig this chick, but genuinely part of why I dig her is because she got good stuff. I mean, that's not all of it, but I have more respect for her, even more so because she creates good stuff and she pours her heart and soul into it. So I just wanted to let you all know. This cute as hell. Okay, the next two things on my list are actually skincare. For my birthday, Ty was taking me shopping and he was like, baby, I want to replace like the nice things you spend money on, because I was gonna replace my water cream that I normally use with Saturday Skin because I liked theirs when I used it, or just buy Tatcha again. And we went in Sephora and they did not have Saturday Skin, which was the slightly more affordable option than the Tatcha water cream, which is like $78, $68. It's expensive. It's good stuff, but it's expensive. So I asked the Sephora person what was the alternative, and this was a couple months ago, because I said I need like a gel water cream sort of thing. And he introduced me to this Lancome Hydra Cream Anti-Stress Gel. It's a water cream, basically. And this is part of their rose line, so they've got like a couple rose things that you can pick from, but this smells so good. It's rosy, it's floral, it's sweet, but it's not like heavy and overpowering, and when you put it on, it just kind of lightly disappears. But this is definitely like a gel consistency. However, that was working perfect for me through most of October, and then winter came around and now I had to switch to a more heavy duty moisturizer, but I still use this some days when I feel like I just need a light touch of moisturizer. So this is something I would recommend for someone with oily skin because it's not gonna, pile up more oily types of ingredients on you. Not that oil is always a bad thing, but this is just a nice touch of pleasant, lightweight moisture, and I did feel like my skin just drank it up and it was very nice. The other thing is this comes from an expensive brand like Lancome. They always have like expensive, usually good skincare, and this was only like $45 versus the Tatcha, which is $68. So I think in terms of getting a water cream moisturizer, I'll be heading over this way. Yeah. Okay, the next thing on my list is just like a nail polish combo I'd like to recommend. Live Love Polish sent over some cute sparkly polishes, and this is the one I keep using repeatedly. It's like a super fairy-ish nail polish. You can see I'm wearing it now. And it's called Sparks Will Fly, and it's got like that green pink glitter shift in it. And I like to wear it on top of OPI's nail lacquer in Ski Slope Sweetie. So that's kind of like a pearl white with a little bit of a gold shift in it. So I just think this is a really cute combo, especially for like the Christmas holiday season if you don't want to stick to like green or red. I mean, gold would be good too, but I just think, sparkly paleness is cute. I don't know, but I adore these, and I really love this Sparks Will Fly by Live Love Polish. Okay, the next thing that I liked this month, there's one thing I dislike about it, but generally I like it. So this is Milk Makeup Blur Liquid Foundation, and I did not expect it to work for me. And like, it says to shake it up, but shaking it up doesn't feel like it does enough. And what I'm wearing right now is the shade called Ivory. And you may be able to see, or may be able to tell, it's not actually very pale. See, there it is right there, and that's before it oxidizes. But however, I put it on my face and it looks a little dark, but then I go in with my paler concealers and it just kind of brightens the middle of my face, and it ends up working actually pretty well. It really looks like skin. Mind you, I put on a lot of stuff like blush, foundation, powder, and concealer. And if I'm just wearing it alone, this bad boy just looks like skin. It looks like Photoshopped skin practically. Mind you, it's not super high coverage. Like, it's It's on the sheer side of medium, but that's not bad because I go in with the concealer I prefer. I mean, it just looks really good, and I've had a lot of people compliment my skin when I'm wearing it because I think it just gives off like a dewiness to it, which eventually will turn into oiliness because it's me. But when I'm wearing it, at least the first like 4 hours, I look so good. But the one thing I wanted to say that I hate about it, you really have to shake this mofo because the first time you squeeze it out, it's almost like when you squeeze a ketchup container that's sat for a while, like all this clear liquid comes out when you squeeze it. So you just really have to be weary making sure you shake this, even though it's hard to shake this. So I don't know, maybe they could have thought about that differently. So I do love this, I just hate that it does that. Just a heads up. Okay, so the last two is a like and a dislike from the same brand. The thing I am liking, and this is from Cosmo Beauty. You may have seen Kaja. They recently launched in Sephora, and I believe they're like a Korean. Yeah, it says it's a Korean line. And so they launched exclusively in Sephora, and they have some like really unique products. Like they have these lippies here, the Cushy Vibe, and it's a very soft, pillowy feeling lip product. I like those, but I was mainly going to talk about these two things here. So they've got these little eyeshadow stackers, and one is Orange Blossom and one is Rose Water. Each are gorgeous. Each I love. I think this brand was a little bit more on the pricey side, so I will list that down below. But these little stackers work fantastically if you maybe brought like a small palette full of mattes on vacation or something and you just wanted a cute popping shimmer lid. These almost look like a liquid glitter when you put them on. They are a step above your average foiled eyeshadow or shimmer, I would say, because they've got like little micro-y glitters in them. And this peach palette, oh my god, I love this so much. There's one in here that's shifting orange to gold, and it's just, ugh. But I love these as shimmers on the lid. Like, I don't even know if I'm really doing them justice, but if you get a chance and see these in Sephora, I would check them out because they just look so cute actually on. Just swatch it with your finger and play with it because there's like a really shifty gold in here, and I'm alternating wearing all these shades as lid colors, and I literally love them all. They look really cute, and it's a nice alternative to like liquid glittery eyeshadow. And then the next thing I want to talk about is just like their highlighters. They sent all of these over, but these are kind of like the I Love You So Mochi collection from NYX, where you can kind of like poke it and it like indents. So it's kind of like, yeah, you can see like the fingerprint there. And I love this shade in particular, but this stuff is just really underwhelming in terms of like actually picking up and going on your face. Even if I like grab a brush and I like try to do it, it's like, come on. I don't know, I just feel like you have to work with it a lot or use your finger, and I'm not a fan of that. I think it's a cute novelty that you can poke it, the packaging's cute, the whole line looks really cute, but I just don't think these little mochi glow, oh, they're called mochi glows, that makes sense, that's why they're pokey. These little mochi glow things, they just don't seem to work in terms of picking up the product very well. So I'm trying not to hate them because they're cute, but they just don't work. So there it is. Alright, so that is my finished favorites and fails this month. I didn't have like a lot of things that I like disliked. There were just a couple things I had issues with. So primarily that Naked Cherry Blush and Highlight Palette, and then these little mochi things I have an issue with. And then like a couple individual issues with some products I like. So overall, I had a pretty good time the last month or two trying stuff. I didn't encounter a lot of stuff that I felt like I wasted money on, or I felt like it was a waste of product to have. I actually liked quite a few things. I hope you all enjoyed this favorites and fails video. If you had any experiences with these products that were that differed from mine, let me know, or just let me know what you thought down in the comments below. As always, I thank you all so much for watching my videos. If you want to, feel free to subscribe to see more from me in the future, or follow me over on Instagram because I tend to spend a lot of time over there. So anyhow, I will talk to you next time. Bye-bye.